Welcome to Film Study, an All-American podcast with Lexi. I'm Lexi. Here are Eve and Maya's predictions for Season 4, Episode 11, Liberation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I really, really hope that you enjoy the episode. So, gonna read the little tagline here. Uh, the next episode I think is called Liberation. Yeah, Liberation. And it says, all right, hopes and dreams. After finally getting a handle on his football schedule, Spencer must figure out how to balance everything mentally before it costs him. Billy is settling into his new role and finds inspiration from an unlikely source to fight for the job permanently. Olivia and Jordan go on a mission to find Olivia's sponsor when she goes missing. JJ introduces Asher to his coach with the hopes that he can get a student job with the team, but it turns out to be harder than expected. Meanwhile, Layla feels the pressure to step up her game in the music business. And so that's Liberation.
Interesting.
Yeah, that a lot of things happening in this next episode, just as it always is. But what do you think? What are your predictions, either for this episode or just beyond?
Um, well, I mean, since we're saying Spencer has got a hold on his schedule, I think I'm trying to figure out what could be the mental part, the mental piece. I guess just him trying to find his way on the team, impress this
Yeah,
coach.
I think it's more of the coach. I think that's my prediction is that he we know Spencer values feeling connections with his coach, and right now he has the connection with the assistant coach, which is very different than having, the sort of relationship he had with Billy, or I assume like his coach at Crenshaw. That he had very direct access, and
Mm-hmm.
again at football it's a whole nother level because this is the head coach and there's so many other position coaches, and he really has to make his impact. And as we saw him at the end of the episode, the coach barely even remembers his number.
Oh, you're number 11, right?
Right. So it's basically I think it's going to be about him not letting the fact that he maybe hasn't made the impact that he wants to make on the coach sort of derail his thought process about himself. And I'm hoping that we get a little Dr. Spears because I think he
hmm
needs to come back. But I'm not sure that'll happen, but I think it would be good for Spencer to talk to him.
Oh, yeah, it would be perfect timing. And I kind of predict that maybe Isaiah gets
Mm.
like a spot above Spencer. Like he may
Ooh.
move, maybe he moves him in. He's like the second wide
That,
receiver.
that's a good prediction. I love that. Yeah, and to that point, we didn't get to see much of Isaiah. We saw him enough to know that he made an impression, but we didn't get really much more information about him as a person. So I like that. I like that prediction. I like that prediction. What about Billy? What do you think the unexpected source is?
We haven't seen Laura for a while. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who haven't we seen in a long time that would be like an unexpected person.
Yeah, and I struggle to say Laura because she was in the episode with Billy with GW.
Yeah,
Um and so who would the unexpected source be? Unless they're bringing back GW that quickly.
yeah. It's like unless it's I don't know.
Is Corey coming back from the dead? No, I'm kidding.
I was thinking I was like maybe he goes to Corey's grave. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, the thing is like I've given up on doing the unexpected source or like the unexpected person because that's really Jen's wheelhouse. Because I was just like, who could be unexpected for Asher? And she was like, oh, it's gonna be Jamie. And I'm like, no, it was Jamie.
It was Jamie.
So I don't know who the unexpected. So maybe it's Carter.
Oh yeah, that very well could be because we haven't really seen them have one-on-one time in a while.
Right, right. So it could be Carter. That would be a nice way for his character to get a proper, I think, send off. Um, than the one we saw him get. So that it could be Carter, and that would be cool. But I do think this is a little beyond the next episode. But I think once Billy decides that he wants the job that someone unexpected, aka Grace,
I thought that was going to happen this episode. I'm not going to lie.
it might we might start to see it in this episode. But yeah, I think Grace and him are gonna. I think there's gonna be a little bit of headbutting here about who should be principal, and we'll see how that goes. So that's that. Olivia and Jordan.
Them going on missions together always look as comedy, but you just know that some craziness is going to happen.
It always goes awry.
It never goes right.
It never goes right. The other thing is, I I just don't want this for my sister. I do not want her to have to search for a sponsor yet again.
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, I kept trying to figure out, was this a typo? And did they mean Jen, or are they actually talking about Nurse Joy?
Yeah, I don't. I think it would make more sense to search for her sponsee, but since they said
Yeah,
sponsor, I don't. Uh, I hope it's her sponsee, not her sponsor. But
because if it's Nurse Joy, yeah, we gotta go somewhere else to find a sponsor.
yeah. We can we just get Live a sturdy, dependable, reliable sponsor.
At this point, I'm just gonna write myself in.
Call NK. You and me, but listen, she'll have two sponsors and one will be a backup, okay? Because we can't be doing this no more.
Yeah, this is insane.
Especially not right now when she's got everything she has going on. So hopefully it's Jen. That sounds bad to say, but hopefully it's Jen.
It would
And
just make a lot more sense.
yeah, it would make a lot more sense if it was Jen. And to that point, even though I think it would be, yeah, it's very serious, right? Looking for a sponsee or a sponsor. But hopefully, since it is Olivia and Jordan, they'll find a way to make it more comedic and lighthearted, and it won't be as serious as the last time this year.
Yes, that episode.
Yes. But to that point is that I do think that we might see, as hopeful as Spencer was um at the end, and I like completely believe him, but as hopeful as Spencer was at the end there, I don't know if this thing, this schedule thing, this, and not even necessarily schedule, but this this finding a new balance like we were
Mhm.
talking about. I don't know if it's going to be as simple as
As
just
simple as he
changing
made
your
it.
wake up time.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of work. Uh, it's gonna take a little work from the both of them, I think.
because they haven't even started class right yet. Like they haven't
Yeah,
started the actual classes.
yeah, and being a football player is a job, and she has a job, so that's just an insane amount of responsibility to have when you're going through a job and you're also going to college for the first time.
Yeah,
So
I
it'll
did
be
not do that.
interesting. Right. Well, and yeah, I did. And so it's, yeah, and I only had a few hours because it was a work study job. So
Hmm.
it it really is a commitment even for a small amount of hours, and it seems like this is pretty close to as officially part-time as it can be for Liv, and with Spencer being a D1 athlete is a full-time job. So it it'll be interesting to see them continue to navigate this and continue to communicate about this. And I love that,
Yeah,
Olivia went to Spencer sort of right away to talk about it, and he, was so wonderful and sort of dissuading her uh, from her concerns and caution. And I just am so interested to see how they continue to talk about this.
yeah. I hope they continue. The communication.
Yes, yes. As long as they communicate, we'll be good.
Please.
Yes, yes, yes. Which they have been doing. So I'm hopeful. We do know that this is a drama, but as long as they communicate for the time being, it's gonna be good. Um. So yeah, that was that. JJ and Asher. I just I just want him to be a coach already.
Yeah, let's just skip all this other stuff and get to him being a coach.
Get to him being a coach. That I think we should just leave it at that. I think there's not much more.
Something told
Just get
me
to be
he's
a
not
coach.
done with the bookie thing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be as easy for him to not be a bookie as he was making it out to be. So maybe that'll be the harder than expected. Um, so we'll see where that goes. And then lastly, Layla. Pressure. One person that we did not see go through, uh, and it depends on what type of pressure you're talking about, because I do think that was a very difficult thing in terms of what it could have been had Kim Nitty actually not taken kindly to what Coop did. But one person that we did not see go through sort of the pressure that other folks went through in the episode was Layla in terms of her career. And so this time it's her turn.
Sure turn. No one's off the hook here.
No one's off the hook, Layla. Is you're next up at bat. So what do you think what's your prediction for her?
Well, I guess we're gonna probably see her working with Sabine. Was it Sabine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming we're gonna get her back into the fold
Come through
and
Jojo.
maybe just trying to navigate working with someone else that's been in the game for so long
Yeah.
and kind of feeling that pressure there. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with Clay, if he's still gonna be around.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I don't think Clay's necessarily going away. So I think she's gonna have to. This is gonna be her turn to balance some things. And to your point, I do think JoJo's character is gonna come back up, and yeah, she's as she said, she's been in the game a long time. So being with Layla, who's a newer producer, younger producer, that'll present challenges. I think. Uh,
Yeah.
as I said at the top, Patience and Coop are still on suspension. That is not a one night thing.
I don't know why she said only for tonight. No, we need a few weeks, maybe months.
You know what? If because I think it's been hard for me as a viewer to point out what Patience's character flaw is. But I think that I've figured it out after we've gotten into this season where we've seen her more. Is that she genuinely does have too much patience, and
Yeah.
she's very scared to just cut things off when she thinks that she needs to, and then she lets those frustrations build up and doesn't trust herself enough to completely let go of a thing. And I think that we saw this way back. I was gonna say season two, but now I'm even like season
Season
one.
one. Season one.
Season one that they actually it's been now I'm like wow, it's been really clear actually. But yeah, Patience has a trouble letting go.
And it's really sad because it takes a toll on her, and you can tell.
Right.
So I'd be
Right.
interested to see how long this suspension is going to last, how this is going to affect her music.
How this is gonna affect their living situation.
I mean, I guess Coop can move to another room, but
The Bakers have a lot of rooms.
a lot of rooms. Just take Billy and Laura's room.
Yes. I was gonna make a joke as if Spencer and Liv aren't already in it. I'm kidding. Oh my gosh, that's not. I don't want. I don't want. I don't want Mike and David's jokes to rub off on me. But yeah, So those are our prediction. I'm really particularly interested to see how this Patience and Coop thing goes, especially because they're living together now with other people.
Yeah, other people are involved. So how awkward is this going to be?
And who's gonna take sides. And we already and the funny thing about the taking sides bit, even though I don't think people would take sides in the traditional way, it's hard not to see who people would have a preference for.
I mean, I think we probably could see Liv being on, well, honestly, Liv and Layla both being on Patient's side. So,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't want to say that they're all gonna be on Patience's side, but
yeah,
they're all gonna be on Patience's side. Again, I don't think they're necessarily going to take sides, but in the situation in which they're in, I think it's hard not to feel those impacts. Is what I'm gonna say.
Liv may be spending a lot more time at that office.
She might be. Look, Layla was already sleeping on the couch at her studio, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Uh, Jordan, I hope that you survive all of the lashings that you got from people for putting those thoughts, as people said, in Liv's head. So yeah, I hope that you get better. Hope that you survive next episode.
Oh, yeah. And also that homecoming episode.
Right, we're gonna see Jordan got double duty. He's gonna have a busy week next week. He's been they've been saving him for these next 2 episodes because he hasn't, to be honest, he hasn't had his own storylines in a while, and so now he's gonna get a lot of work.
Looking forward to it.
Me too. Thank you so much for being on and for reviewing this episode with me.
Thank you. It's
This
always
is so fun. Yes. Thanks for listening to Film Study and All American podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode.